And I'm going to ask Iona Buisman, if she'd come up and join me and talk about the growth in belonging and caring that has transformed lives there. Iona, good morning.
Good morning.
I know you're nervous as all get out. Thank you for doing this.
Am I going to spin around here? Okay.
Is that good?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Stable.
Nice 70s stools with the... everybody like that? Iona, tell me just first about yourself and your family. How did you guys get connected in here?
Our family actually came to Wellington Square about 2.5 years ago, and we came out on Christmas Eve to help volunteer at the community dinner. We started that Friday evening, and we enjoyed it so much that we continued to come and serve on Friday nights. And then into the new year, our church, the church that we were part of, closed down. And as we were looking for a community, we wanted to be part of a community that was actively engaged in serving others. And we wanted to use our gifts. And so my son, who had been at the community dinner, he's 15 years old at this time. He had been coming every Friday, a 15-year-old. And he basically said to us, like, this is my church. I'm coming to Wellington Square, and if I have to take a bus, I'll do that. So we also knew that there was opportunities for us as a couple to serve. My husband's always in the back. I'm not a single mom. He's actually here always serving every Sunday, doing PowerPoint or camera. And myself, I'm now part of the outreach team and also on the leadership team for the Friday night community dinner.
And that's where you've really seen some great examples of what we're talking about here, the transformation in lives when they begin to belong and be cared about. I want to ask you one in particular. I was in McDonald's 10 days ago, and a gentleman, I only know his first name, Robin, but he comes Fridays. He came over and he knew I was with the church. I don't know if he knew I was a minister, but he said, I got to have heart tests and I'm really worried. Would you pray with me? Right there in McDonald's.
That's awesome.
Fascinating. Yeah. What do you know about Robin? Tell us a little bit about his...
He's an amazing man. Actually, he came to the dinner about 2 years ago, and he just started helping. He set up tables and set up chairs, and he just started coming every week and doing this. And then finally, one week, he asked, can I be part of the team? And we were like, yes, you are part of the team. And now he's an important member of our community. The dinner wouldn't happen without him. We love him. He is part of our family. He knows that he's loved. And every week when we see him, we're happy to see him, and he knows that we're happy to see him. Yeah. It's amazing to see his confidence and his self-esteem growing.
Robin's a great example, and I was so pleased and impressed that he asked me to pray for him publicly, and we did there. And there's a couple others. I know we've had some refugee families. Mm-hmm. Can you give us an example there?
Mm-hmm. We had another family who comes to the dinner, and they actually lived in Iraq, and they actually had to flee for their lives. They were being persecuted because of their faith. So they fled to Jordan, and they lived in a camp for 2 years before waiting to come into Canada. And they came to the Friday night community because they had heard through an agency that this was a place that they could find friends and community. They didn't speak any English when they came. And it's been an amazing journey to walk beside them and to see them grow, each family member, as they learn English. And we have other immigrant families who are new to Canada that come to the dinner. We have one family that recently came, and they've only been here for 5 months. And recently, a group of us were able to celebrate Canada Day together. And that was just so meaningful, that they don't have extended family, but we've become that through community to them.
You mentioned the families from Iraq didn't even speak English.
No.
Wow. But some of them volunteer and help.
They started volunteering immediately.
Yeah.
So a young woman, she's about same age as my daughter, 21. She actually comes every week. But the whole family at some point has volunteered.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how you can communicate even if you don't speak a lot of English. I think that people see through that heart that's serving others. And they're a blessing.
You talk about the English and the whole language. I know there are other cases where the community dinner has made a difference in people's lives with their communication skills. Tell me that one example that you know of.
We have a group of people that their job is just to care and connect in with people, have conversations. And one week, one of our regular guests, a friend, he was asked to fill in a form. And the person that was helping him realized that he wasn't able to fill in the form. So she offered to help him, and he kind of shared it, opened up with her, and he became very vulnerable. And he said, I don't know how to read and write. And she asked him, is that something that you'd like to do? And he said yes. And so we were able to connect him with a retired teacher who works with him every Friday before the dinner, and he's learning to read and write. And he has grown, and he knows that he's worthy. And it's just amazing. Because of this, he wanted to do something for us as a community. And so he asked if he could possibly weed the flower beds around the church. And so he does that every week. And I think for me, the most important point of all of this is that it's not a dinner. It's a community. We're a community of people who have a common belief that with God's love, anything is possible. That all of us, no matter who we come as, either a volunteer or a guest, we have a gift to share. And that we see this community growing and transforming.
Fantastic. Thank you, Iona.
Thank you.
That wasn't hard, was it?
Thank you.